Hey everybody, this is Emran. This is going to be the outtake video for the Muffin Man Challenge. Some of the things that went wrong in my attempts to complete this challenge in a timely manner. Just hope that you guys find it as funny as I do, and some of the things that it was frustrating at the time, but looking back, it made me learn and adapt and finally be able to complete the Muffin Man Challenge. Some examples, I'm going to show you where I brought in an emetic grenade. I was attempting to make one of the guards for Nolan Cassidy get sick and leave the area. That didn't go so well, as I'll show you here in just a second. Hope y'all are having a great day. Get this loaded in here. Watching some videos. I hope you get a good laugh out of some of these. I would start off, and this is just as I was going through the planning phase of trying to figure out how can I possibly do this challenge and complete it within 5 minutes while still taking out both targets and do a silent assassin suit only. So one of the problems I ran into, one of the bigger problems I ran into, was this guard on Nolan Cassidy's front porch. You wouldn't think he's going to do anything, but he would commonly, as I would try to do the poke for Nolan Cassidy with the lethal syringe here, he would see me, and that would eliminate my silent assassin. So what I was trying to do to get rid of him was throw in a medic grenade. However, I can't tell you the number of times either throwing it right by his feet didn't set him off, or in the process of trying to throw it at his feet, it would snap in like it's going to do right there, and instead I would knock him out like that. I can't tell you the number of times I knocked him out rather than do anything else with the grenade. The intent, like I say, was to try to make him sick and leave the area, but this is usually what ended up happening. And at that point, I would have to restart the mission because I no longer have silent assassin suit only. Another thing that was quite hilarious, I would, let's go ahead and get back into it. Trying to plan the route, I would commonly get caught either by the guard in front of the garage, the guard in the kitchen, or once or twice I almost got caught by the guard in the downstairs, like I did in the video for the Muffin Man Challenge. He almost caught me. I was going a little too fast. So I would come around, I'd grab my muffins, and if something happened like right there where I just got hung up as I was coming around the corner, that would actually count against my time. It would throw everything off just enough to where someone would catch me. So I'd come down here, grab the pills like I normally do, and I would be a little bit behind. You can see right now it's 34 seconds. If I was doing a perfect run, I would want it to be at 32. So I already know I'm 2 seconds behind. And one of the things that I was doing before with my route is I was not taking a right here, I was actually taking a left. So this actually took a little bit longer for me to get to where I was going. So come around, and then this is where I realized the guard up here, if I didn't distract him, would catch me as I was trying to lockpick in. So if I came around, the camera would see me, and then this guard, just like that, would catch me. And there I've lost my silent assassin suit only. And then behind that, even if I was able to get in, once I was able to get in with the guard there, I come around into here, and just as I'm getting ready to throw the briefcase at him, this guard right here would turn around and see me, like he's about to do right now. So between those two guards, I can't tell you the number of times I got caught and had to do exactly what I'm doing right now and go, dang it, and then restart the mission. Between those two guards, I probably started over at least 45 to 50 times, and no exaggeration. The other thing I was trying to do was trying to plan out a route that worked, and who I could kill first, which one I could kill first, which one I could wait on, whatnot, how I could do the challenge in a timely manner to still be within that 5 minutes. One thing that I was trying to do was, because it is the Muffin Challenge, one of the items that I can bring in are actually muffins. Let's try to speed things up a little bit. I would go straight over to Cassidy's house rather than do the route that I actually ended up doing, to see if I could take him out and get over to Janice within a timely manner before he got out of the upstairs into his living room. And in several attempts that was not possible. So what I was doing there As I'd come over to Cassidy's house, I would immediately put the blueberry muffin in. Oops, no, I wouldn't. I'd go get my briefcase first. Then I would put the blueberry muffin in. But just in an attempt to save time rather than going all the way over to behind there. As weird as it sounds, those couple seconds make a difference. Because you get a guard in a different position at a different time. So I was trying anything and everything I could to shave off time over here first to kill Cassidy. Because I can get him to come right out of his house. And you'll see he'll come out in just a second there. And this is where I found out that the guard on the porch was going to be a problem. Because what I was doing was I was dropping the briefcase like this. And typically his personal bodyguard would pick it up. Although if you noticed in the Muffin Man video, he actually did not pick it up, which was weird. So what would usually happen, Cassie would come out. They'd see the briefcase, and they're ignoring it again. I don't know what's going on, why they're not grabbing the briefcase. That's a little weird. But anyways, I come behind them, and I try to poke them, and someone would see me. So that happened several times, and then you can see I would get shot to death quickly. The other thing that I ran into was trying to get the clues, and then do it. So I would start off... excuse me. I would try to get the clues first, and I found out that that didn't work. So what I would do with that, this is all part of the planning and whatnot, was trying to figure out what route worked best. Is instead of going for either one of the targets first, I get the clues first. And in order to attempt to do that, there is a shovel in this shed right by where we start. Grab that and just basically work my way backwards. Excuse me. So I come over and I do the clues in kind of a reverse order. Get the first one here with the cigar box. And then I'd come around, but Batty would be inside the shed. He'd kind of hold me up a little bit, so I'd have to wait for him to leave. So doing that, I meant to knock him out with that when I threw the shovel there. That was my plan. But little things like that even would throw me off. Like I meant to try to knock somebody out, and then I would accidentally throw it at their feet, or as you saw at the guard, vice versa, where I try to throw it at their feet and I'd end up knocking them out. But I put an item in here to get Cassidy to come out, and sometimes they'd see me, and depending on what I put in there, obviously, in the mission I would have used the blueberry muffin, but you can see these guards are freaking out as I was trying to figure out what I could use and what I couldn't use. And you can see, even doing this, his guard is already freaked out. I would have to restart the mission.
Hey, what's the situation, Command? I have nothing to report from my current location.
But there you go.
Someone's making trouble.
And all of a sudden, oh, you just heard him say that it could have been high on drugs. I mean, all kind of stuff would happen to cause me to have to restart. This jogger right here, I can't tell you the number of times as I'm going for that poke on Cassidy, she'll run up, and then she caused me to fail the mission. I'm going to go ahead and restart. I'll show you one other thing that was very, very common. I just want to make sure I set it up as I was doing it successfully, so have the successful run set up. Once I determined that I was going to go for Janice first, it was figuring out how to kill him. I remembered after a while that there were the lethal poison pills, and then it was a matter of can I still get to him before him and his personal bodyguard went downstairs. So I would come up and grab my briefcase, grab the muffins, and I'd be going, and things would be going pretty smooth, and I wouldn't be having any issues. Like I said, at the time, instead of coming out and going around the backyard, I'd actually come out of the stairwell and go out the door that you can see there, as I'm going to do here in a second. Grab the pills, and I would leave, kind of like what I'm getting ready to do now. And everything would be fine. And then once I realized, as I showed you a few minutes ago, that I needed to distract this guard, because he would see me. If I didn't do that, he would see me lockpick it. As you just saw me right there. Actually, I wasn't trying to get caught that time, but he would see me. I'd come around, and I would come around, and I'd get this guy, and I'd knock him out. And I can't tell you how many times, even without everything else failing, I'd be coming around like this, and I would get caught right there by this guys. They would catch me all the time. So between that happening where I'm dragging the body, the guard in front of the garage, and the guard in the kitchen, I restarted, and I restarted, and I restarted this mission so many times. And then I was trying to figure out what path worked and what did not work, and could I do this all within 5 minutes, because that was the challenge, was that 5 minutes. And then I was finally able to get the run completed. I hope you enjoyed this little outtake video. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for your comments, views, and support. And I hope you have an amazing day.